Hello everyone, welcome to the second episode of my little mini-series that I'm doing. I'm renaming it Talk Therapy Through Gaming or Talk Therapy with Gaming because I think it fits a little bit better. And now we're actually going to dive into some of the content of the show. You know, the first episode that I did, I first want to say was met with so much positivity. I got a lot of really authentic comments from people and people really saying a lot of nice things to me that I could tell that they had engaged with the content, and that meant a lot to me. So thank you. Uh, Tonight we're going to be playing a game called The Void Bastards. It's a new indie game, and I'm actually going to be dedicating this one to my friend Brandon because he loves comic books, and he loves comic book characters, and this game is kind of set out and laid out like a comic. So I saw some people playing it, and it looked really interesting, so we're going to try it out tonight. The topic of the day that I want to talk about is the importance of moms in our lives. I know that Father's Day just ended, but I feel like this is a good starting point for me to dive into some issues. So one of the first episodes that my son would see would be this episode talking about how important moms are in our life. You know, for various reasons, my mother wasn't around, and my second mother, whose name was Mel, developed cancer from when I was very young. But the few years that she was healthy, she instilled a lot of confidence in me that actually helped me to be a semi-functional member of society. One of my earliest memories was that I was always a child that was filled with anxiety and a lot of nerves, and I still am to this day. And I don't like doing new things, and I don't like change, and I don't like risk, and probably because I had a lot of bad experiences when I was young with risk and change, and none of them were positive. So my mother Mel, she saw that I was just sitting around the house moping around, and she told me, "You're going to take Taekwondo." And I wanted to, but at the same time I was terrified. I cried and I cried and I cried, and I said, "No, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this." And she drove me down there sobbing, and she said, "We're going to get through it," and we did it, and it was one of the best things. Doing martial arts was one of the best things that I ever did in my life, and it really impacted the course of my entire life. She taught me to explore, she taught me to go out and figure things out for myself, and she was also very empathetic. I think that there's something, I could definitely tell this from the feedback that I got on my first video, that, you know, it takes so little to um, motivate people these days. People, for some reason, and myself included, I don't think that we like ourselves very much. And when we see other people being successful and moving in a good direction, a lot of times people aren't super supportive, and the feedback that I got from everybody was really supportive. And so it's cool to be kind. It's cool to really authentically engage with someone, especially with our phones in front of our faces. It's cool to say, "Hey, what do you have going on?" That's really awesome, and that's really something I've trained myself to do over years, and something that I learned from a lot of the women that have been in my life, is how to socialize and how to communicate. Moving into the ideas of the content, there's really two reasons why people watch games. One of those reasons is really good gameplay, and the other reason is someone with a personality who tells great stories. I know that my webcam isn't the best, but I really do believe that the content that I'm putting out is going to be thought-provoking enough for people to engage with it regardless. And then if I can prove to myself that I can keep up with this week over week, I'll spend a little bit more money and engage on a better webcam and a better setup. But for now, we're going to run with this. You know, people really do love stories, and I was thinking about Twitch the other day, and if you don't know what Twitch is, it's where you can watch people live stream games, but you're not only going to be able to live stream games, and people are already starting to live stream everything that they're doing, and that's already the direction that Twitch is going. And this was a huge motivator for me behind making this series, was trying to show, I realized that I was doing something in my life that I didn't like. And one of the things I was doing was giving tons of people advice because I feel like I understood the model of how to be successful and how to do things, and I wasn't following my own advice. And there were several people that pointed that out to me, and so that also is what this is about. What else do I have to cover here? I learned a lot about storytelling, empathy, kindness, generosity from a lot of the women in my life. So yes, dads are important, they're super important, but if you're a mom out there, sometimes it feels like maybe it's just the Northwest. It often feels like it's not cool to be a parent and to be fully engaged with your kid and to be focused on your child. And I'm telling you from people that I've met that are engaged with their kids that it is cool to be kind, empathetic, and love another human being. I think that's about it. We'll tell some more stories as we go along. I'll tell some more stories about Mel as we go through the evening. But I felt like a good starting place for this show. And so, yeah, let's dive into the game. So I've never played this game, but I've watched it.
Nobby, now. Voidart didn't pass his bloody checkpoint.
Well, file a 61B to head office. Unfulfilled delivery of resources.
If it's in the Sargasso Nebula, clients have all been lost anyway, eh?
Yeah, I think so. Let's log off and get rat-arsed instead.
Alright.
Whoops-a-daisy. It looks like you've run out of bullets. Ammunition request.
Need to turn the sensitivity down a little bit, I think. Let's see here.
Return to the Void Ark is currently prohibited. This prohibition will be lifted when you obtain the line printer, or in the event of your death.
I like the art design in this game, it's so super cool.
Did you know the line printer is likely located in the admin cubes?
Of course I would do that. That's cool. It's just like a comic. I don't have any bullets anyways, so...
OH&S regulations require you to avoid being incinerated by gunpoints. Having trouble locating items? Why not use your local mapping device?
I'll add that SPI.
to note this requisition of a line printer in your parole hearing. Return to the Steve is now recommended.
I gotta go back through there. This dude's got problems. Alright, kids.
FYI, a vessel associated with dangerous occurrences is approaching. Might I suggest a rapid evacuation? Addendum. The vessel is docked and dangerous occurrences are now imminent.
Looks like we lost some survivors. Do a sweep and clear the ship.
Life
support systems critical. Excellent. Return to the Void Ark is now possible. Note to self. Issue more bullets to replacement client.
Well, that was cool.
Client expired.
Wow, this is cool.
Discarding unregistered acquisitions. Retrieving loaned weapons.
Steve cleared for return to Void Ark.
Alright. Cool. I really like this.
P-45 filed. Steve cleared for docking.
Well, this is exciting.
OH&S violations have resulted in a premature end-of-life situation. Recruiting replacement client. Issuing WCG client care package.
Randomly costs alerting enemies. That's really funny. Okay, so I've got food and bullets and money and fuel. I have 400 health and I have nothing in my inventory.
Congratulations. You have been selected to assist with an emergency staff turnover. Welcome to your induction seminar. Unauthorized persons have boarded this vessel and rendered it inoperative. Your action item: restart the FTL drive. Okay, I need to see your citizen card to authorize the restart. Oops. As a WCG penal client, your citizen card has been shredded. Don't worry, you'll find parts to construct another one from on nearby vessels.
The parts you need are a line printer and an ID card. Once you have the parts, you can assemble them on the Steve's workbench.
This is where you lever. This is where you level everything up here. Cool.
Valued client, please follow the bouncing arrow to the line printer.
So clearly, you just work your way over. Eat one food. Have enough food for 3 days. Okay.
Did you notice that there's a buzz box on this this vessel? Requisitioning it would not be substantively illegal.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
Warning. The nebula has caused citizens to assume irregular forms. I'm sure no one would blame you for murdering them.
Tea dispensers. Hey!
Whoa.
Lost? Fuel and part locations can be downloaded at the helm.
That extends your amount of time that you have inside this place. Got it.
This WCG worker is colloquially known as a screw. Given your capabilities, an attempt to murder him would almost certainly fail. Good job. Now I suggest you look for the buzz box.
Okay, so I got some fuel.
Someone let the cat out again.
I suggest you return to the Steve now, before you're killed or asphyxiated.
No, we're not going to. There's so much stuff we gotta loot. Well, then that launches you outside.
Remember, every peacekeeper is a citizen, but not every citizen can keep the peace.
Alright. We did pretty good. Alright. Bring it back. So that was good. That's good. Good.
No doubt you were wondering, what happens when I die? Don't worry. Other clients will make good use of any items you've constructed.
So you get to keep your stuff. Alright, so as we're taking a little break, I really like the game. I think it's really cool. Thought I would tell a few more stories. So, one of the coolest things that Mel ever did when we were young was she had cancer and she was just in the middle of it and it went up and down. We got a trip to Disney World and we found out that the person that donated was one of her uncles who worked with the orchestra that did Fantasia, and so we got a trip to Disney World. But shortly after that, my mother Mel wrote to the paper pretending that she was me for a Best Dad competition, and she wrote it from the perspective of a child, and my dad ended up winning, and he won a $500 recliner, which I kept until I was in my mid-20s. So these are the kinds of things that I learned a lot from my dad about how to be responsible and how to pay my bills and how to take care of what needed to be taken care of, but I really learned a lot of the emotional stuff from the limited time that I had with my mom. The beverage of tonight is Pyramid. Pretty easy. So let's play for a little bit longer and we can wrap this up. Sorry.
Why is this nebula a desolate void filled with derelict vessels? Unauthorized persons have boarded these vessels and requisitioned parts from them. In an
I
unauthorized
like games that
fashion.
are kind of self-aware with their humor. These cogs tell you that there's a part there. Let's just try to take this one out. So all the stuff is over here, huh? Let's find out where we're going here.
Hey!
I've got that guy dealt with now. Oh, here it is.
I can see your dick one. You go there.
Let's see, you're supposed to pick all of this stuff up. Boot. And eventually what they will do here is they won't tell you when to leave, but you only have 6 minutes of oxygen left.
隣人の井戸の中で魚を食べる女性はしばしばカニを捕まえる。And key regulations, and you will know through ease.
There was one more. Look at that. Dealt with that pretty well. That was a turret. I'm ready for all that. Alright, that bought me some more time. Oh no. This guy's rude. Oh, good. But I am almost out of ammo here, so.
Turn down the lights.
Let's get as much as we can. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, that's cool. I like that I let you pick it back up. Oh, same thing.
Life support systems critical.
I can see surprise, buttface.
I don't know. We might have to head back. Alright, let's go here. That was great. I had 4 bullets left. Now I have 3. Felt like that I could do this here.
Security online. Please instruct janitorial staff to commence cleaning. Thank you.
Those who arrive by the warp will leave by the warp.
I am so almost dead. Oh, it's like making me stumble around. We'll just head out.
WCG imposes
At 50%.
lacerations Pal detects are no doubt uncomfortable. Did you know that emergency medical care is available in Zonox vessels?
Well, let's just see if I can. Oh, it doesn't heal you up very much, so you really do have to conserve your health. Alright, let's see here. Maybe you just go through and unlock everything. That's for like, okay, that's for like poison gas. Food is definitely going to be like the thing that they're not going to give you very much of. Negative food. Well, let's see here. Like, clearly, like, at some point it might just be worthwhile to let this guy die. Because he just coughs. And that's kind of annoying.
Find out how much your organs are worth with a free Sonic's checkup.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
Oh man, this is so bad. Did I miss something? Oh, it's right here.
And
That's so
with our new essential fluids package.
Oxygen at 50%.
it. I don't think there's anything else on the ship that I need. There's a little bit more fuel, but I don't think we really need that. Oh, that was exciting.
You clearly need help finding the parts required to build these useful items. You need a part locator. Please check the parts locker for a glow bulb to build one with. Are you looking for a glow bulb? Because the Steve is all out of those. Okay, let's employ some out-of-the-box thinking. A glow bulb could be constructed from plas and biomaterials.
Data and bolts. I need 12 out of 20. Got it. Plas. Alright, let's pause. One last round of stories, and then we'll play for a little bit longer, and we'll call it good for the evening. I don't know. I would say that for anyone that's known me for any level of longevity, because of the things that I went through when I was young, I spent a lot of my childhood working through a lot of trauma as opposed to socializing, and the socialization came with a lot of practice. For those people that first met me when I first started the job where I am now, I was very quiet and introverted, and it took me a really long time to build the skills that I have now. So, you know, self-awareness is a really hard thing. It's not really something that I don't really know how to teach that, but I did a lot of sitting quietly and reading and thinking and working on myself, and I'm going in a direction that I want to go. So I hope that if somebody stumbles across this video that's not one of my small circle of friends, that maybe you find some of the empathy and positivity in this video worthwhile. But yeah, other than that, let's just finish up with maybe 1 or 2 more levels and we'll call it good. Well, we won't be doing much fighting since I basically have no bullets. I see. So then what ends up happening is that these maps end up getting more and more complicated as time goes on. Well, that's great. That was like 50% of my bullets. I wonder if I can build more. I hope so. Well,
Failure to provide maximum cooperation to WCG guards is punishable by electrocution in accordance with subsection 484F.
Oh man, I wasn't ready for all this. Drink tea. It would be nice if I could find some bullets. Can anyone get me some?
So few concierges around.
Failure to provide maximum cooperation to WCG guards is punishable by genital torture in accordance with subsection 484F.
This dude just say genital torture. I think he blows up on his own.
Oxygen at 50%.
I think like the main piece is normally like in a place like this. Alright.
Blunt Force rehabilitation session now commencing in the therapy lounge.
Doing really well actually right now. Alright, clear out the locker, clear out the locker, clear out the locker. Oh man, I got bullets back, baby. Finally, something good has happened. Clear out the locker. This game clearly rewards you pretty heavily for
Failure to provide maximum cooperation to WCG guards is punishable by genital removal in accordance with subsection 484F.
That was exciting. She did really well. Good. Nice.
This is exciting. Your KPIs are really trending up.
Oh, I see. It's like an upgrade to the pistol. But they're all kind of like connected so that the stapler will become the stapler, and the stapler ends up becoming the toaster. Riveter, nebulator. I got it. Let's do one more and we'll call it good for tonight. This is kind of freaky. I really actually kind of like this. So clearly when you turn the power back on, it's gonna... When I was at the power station, now it's one more over. I probably can't open any of that until I turn the power back on. Really? Weird. Oh, there is one down there. There it is. Found it.
Oh, what's out? No, wait, Derek Loans are the smart answer.
How much time do I have left? 5 minutes left. Here you go. There's some good stuff here. Let's go over here.
Get some sort of medal.
Wow, this is exciting.
Passengers using XTC sims are requested to keep their breathing and moaning below 80 decibels.
Oxygen at 50%.
Very silly.
There's nothing of food. Let's head up here and see what's going on. Did I miss anything? I guess I could go back through the helm, over to the right here to the other side of the helm.
Are you a perpetual loser suffering from low self-esteem? Try your luck at the spin terminal now.
Food. It's like the buffet. It's weird, I thought that I'm so used to like monster games. I thought the smoke here was like some sort of monster. I feel like we're just gonna get out of here. That's it for tonight, man. Let's do our upgrades. Stow my items and my food. Recycle everything else. Getting close. Zapper, huh?
WCG rewards proactive work. I'm making a note for your parole hearing.
Oh, interesting. I grab one of those. Cool. And these are all your parts here. Well, I think that this is about it, guys. I think that this is it. I've had a really fun time. I hope that you find some value from this, and please leave me feedback and let me know if there's anything that you want to share. Cool. Thanks. Bye.